Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2026 Volkswagen Atlas SE with the technology package. This model's finished off in a pure gray. MSRP with options is just over $45,000. This is powered by the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo. It's paired to an 8-speed automatic. It pumps out 269 horsepower at 273 pound-feet of torque. It is all-wheel drive, weighs in around 4,600 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 7.4 seconds with a top speed of 117 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 18.6 gallons. You'll expect to see 20 miles per gallon in the city and 26 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 117.3 inches. Its overall length is 200.7. It has a width of 78.3, a height of 70.4, and its ground clearance measures in at 6.3 inches. Now, as we move on to the exterior styling, this model has a really nice combo with the gray and the chrome accents. You'll notice too, the Volkswagen badge is also a sensor for the distance pacing in some of those tech features. And you'll notice more chrome accents for all of the horizontal bars within the grille with plenty of cutouts in between them to provide additional cooling. Now, this also has a really unique DRL strip that runs across the entire top section of that grille and nicely blends in with the LEDs for the lighting and the turn signals there. You'll notice too some brush trim accents for the trim pieces on both sides. It's on the lower section of the bumper, and there's also parking sensors up front with that additional lower grille there for more cooling. And there's some crisp points that come down the hood to give it a great look. Now, for this SE, this has a set of 20-inch wheels finished off in gloss black. You'll notice too, there is some plastic for the lower bumper. It makes its way to the fender arches. It's on the lower side skirt too. This also has body colored mirror caps, which also have a turn signal. There's roof racks up top. This SE does not have a sunroof, but some higher trim levels have that option. And you'll notice some more crisp lines, especially underneath the door handles, going all the way to the back. Now, this also has a body colored spoiler. There's a third brake light, the wiper blade, LEDs for the lighting, backup camera, parking sensors, and with the factory hitch. This is rated at 5,000 pounds. Now, this also has remote start. So if you lock it and double tap this button on the upper left, you can start this up. Where those are just trim accents, the exhaust is tucked up underneath. So there's those chrome trim accents there. If you double tap on that control, you can shut it off, of course. And then there's also a button for the lift gate, or just use the control underneath Atlas. So it is a power lift gate. And with this being a 3-row SUV, with the 3rd row currently down, as you can tell, there's quite a lot of interior space. There's also storage underneath where there's a spare tire hiding underneath this. So you have a little bit of extra space. You can place some items. There's also this deep bin over on the driver's side. And then the 3rd row is manual, which I think is a really nice option. It makes it super quick to adjust these. And as you can tell, even with the 3rd row up, look at the amount of space you have in the back. So you could have this packed full of people and still have plenty of space to place in items. And it's just as easy to release that and fold the seats down. So very versatile for the back cargo space. And then there's one control up top to just close the lift gate. Now, all 4 door handles are proximity, so you can just grab any of them to lock and unlock the vehicle, which is super convenient. Now, this also has manual adjusting sunshades. There's this wood trim accent along with some more soft touch materials and white stitching, and then quite a lot of storage in the lower section of the door. Now, this also has captain's chairs for the 2nd row. So there's the adjustable armrest. They recline and incline, and they do slide forwards and backwards. Now, 2 ways to get into the 3rd row. You could just walk through the middle if you were small enough, or just grab the top of that latch there, and you can actually push the seat forwards from there. And so at 5'10", I can hop into the back, where you would have to adjust these seats accordingly for more leg space, of course. And then at 5'10", I have about a ½ inch to an inch or so of headroom, so I could ride around in town and be fine. These aren't reclinable, but they do recline slightly in their fixed position. And you have a lot of storage. There's also some auxiliaries on this driver's side here. So you could hook up some electronics. There's a 12 volt in the back, and then you have some cup holder storage. There's also tie downs, so if you do have any cargo, you can strap it down securely. So it is nice that those are functional for adults, and then you can easily lock that seat backwards. From here, I'll just use the bar underneath to slide it backwards. And then, as you can tell, plenty of legroom for your 2nd row passengers. There's also storage pockets, there's vents, climate adjustments too, and then some auxiliaries located in that lower section. And at my height, I have a lot more head space. So as you would imagine, and you can recline these too, just to get a little bit more comfortable. And then you'll notice the dome lights up in the middle. And as we work our way to the front seat now, for the driver door panel, there's lock and unlock, window controls, side mirror adjustments, and then the liftgate release and some storage down below and more of the wood trim. There's also power operating front seats with a nice insert running down them, and then all weather floor mats for this particular model too. Now as we hop in, this is how we can start it up, and of course that's how you shut it off too. This has a leather steering wheel. There's also paddle shifters too. And then on the left side, you'll notice volume, all of the cruise control settings. On the right side, there's tuning, the heated steering wheel, voice commands, and then more adjustments to go through the digital gauge cluster. So if I push on the left control, then we can also go up and down, and now you can view information on this right side, and you can actually pick what you would like to see. So let's go to acceleration, I'll hit OK, and now that's what you will view on that right side. If I go to the left side now, we can do the exact same thing. So you can scroll through all of this. You can even go to this setting here and you can have what you would like being shown. So you can check and uncheck these depending on what you're going to use most and what you would like to see, of course. So I can go into phone there, and then we can go to back, and now we can have that information available. I can also click on view, and now you can go through the gauge cluster with a few different settings. So these are all fixed, and then of course you can decide what you would like to see on that left and that right side. So it's nice that you have a few different ways to view all of that information. It's super easy to go through. Now on the left, there's headlight adjustments along with some defrosters. There's actually two air vents, so one in the lower section, one in the upper section here. And then as we work our way to the infotainment system, it's mainly a touchscreen system with a few slider controls in the lower section. So if I push on the square, this is the home screen, where you have a few different split views depending on what you'd like to see, and then you can also go into the rest of the icons here. So you don't have that many, but it's super easy to go through. And then you'll notice too, for the climates, you can quickly just push on that lower section and bring that up in full screen. So you have a few different settings that you can go through in this upper system here, and you can also get into the rear adjustments. So you can push on rear, of course, when everything is on and activate those settings, which is extremely helpful, especially if you have some young kids. Now underneath that, there's the slider bars. So there's volume in the middle and then temperature dials on both sides. You can also hit power too to shut off the radio. Now one thing that I dislike, these do not light up at nighttime, so it is a little bit hard to see unless of course you know where you're going to put your finger and swipe left and right. So it's not all that hard, but it would be nice if they lit up at nighttime. Now underneath that, there's also a few shortcuts. So you can get into your climates. So if you're not in them, you can just click on climates and bring that up. You can also get into mode for the different driving modes. So you can go through all of these. It will change the graphic there slightly. And just depending on how you need that all-wheel drive system to work, you have those to use. There's also an assistant, so you can view some of that information. And then the last one, you have menu here, which will bring up the camera and the parking sensors on the left side. Now, in order to bring up that camera without using that control, of course, you can just shift it into reverse. So now you have that same view that you just saw. There's also drive and sport mode to use the paddles. E-brake is behind that, and then park is located in front. Now there's also wireless charging with some storage and auxiliaries. There's two cup holders, more storage in front of the armrest, which also has an auxiliary, and then there's a locking glove box with plenty of space. There's also more wood trim that goes behind the infotainment system there. Garage door buttons up top, and then touch sensitive dome lights, and no sunroof like I mentioned for this trim level. And then here's a look at visibility. Super easy to see in both directions. You have a lot of glass for this SUV. As we set up behind the wheel now for the Volkswagen Atlas, for this particular model, I've gone through about a half a tank. So I've put quite a lot of miles on this particular model, but I've also been able to drive the Atlas before. We've had them with different trim levels too. So you can get more options just depending on what your budget is and what you're looking to get out of your three-row SUV. For this Atlas, I think this is a really nice option for the pricing of this model and what you are getting for the mid $40,000 range. And of course, it can vary depending on that trim level. I think it's a really good option to go with. It's not a huge three-row SUV, but Volkswagen has done a great job with the interior space, especially the cargo space with that third row. Seeing that much additional space is surprising. A lot of three-row vehicles that are even bigger than this don't have quite that much cargo space. So it's very impressive to see. If you're not looking for what I'll call a jumbo 3-row SUV, something like an Escalade or something of that size, this is great. It feels not much different than a normal 2-row SUV, to be honest, in terms of its sizing, its maneuverability, parking, things like that. You're not going to get a large vehicle for those situations, but you'll have the interior practicalities for 2 additional people in that 3rd row. As far as its driving has been for the highway and the city driving that I've been doing, it's a pretty solid vehicle. Not a lot of road noise or wind noise, so it would make for a great daily driver. Very spacious, like I said too, and you have a lot of nice tech features to help you, like the distance pacing and things like that. As far as headroom goes, for the driver here, I'm 5'10". I have like 6 inches of headspace, which is pretty impressive, and the seat can move down slightly if you are taller than me. And then, like I mentioned, with its maneuverability, super easy to do that 3-point turn. It would be nice to see a forward camera. I'm not sure if the higher trim levels have that or not. But then let's talk about the power that this has. So we're in sport mode and we can use the paddles. So on the left side of the gauge cluster, we can see what gear we're in. So manual mode, 2nd gear, here we go. Not quite pedal to the floor, but we can get up and move. So for this turbo engine, I think it's adequate for this type of vehicle and the type of driving that this vehicle is made for. So you have the paddles there, which are pretty responsive. You wouldn't probably really use them all that often, but if you happen to have a small trailer, you might be going off the pavement, you're going on a hiking trail or something like that, you have them to use them if you're towing or if you need to hold the gear while you're in some dirt, gravel, things like that, or you just want to have a little bit of sporty fun. You can do that, and then of course you can go through the rest of the driving modes as needed. So just depending on the throttle input that you want to. The materials are great. Yes, there's some plastic up above. Really, you're going to see that with competitors at this price point. But I think for the money and the tech features especially that you can get, some of the additional options, I think this is a really good 3-row SUV to go with. And then again, turning radius is super nice. And then now let's do pedal to the floor. So right now, pedal to the floor. And without breaking the speed limit, we're up to speed. And still in sport mode, 2nd gear, here we go. And that is an acceleration with pedal to the floor up to speed, where there's a slight delay in the paddles. It's not a performance-oriented vehicle, so that is to be expected, but they are there and they are functional if and when you would like to use them. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the Volkswagen Atlas. Really good outlook from the driver's seat here, so you can easily see that passenger side. Like I mentioned, it's a smaller 3-row SUV, so it's very easy to place it and it would just make for a comfortable daily driver. If you're not looking for a large vehicle, something that would better fit in a smaller garage, something like that, it's definitely a great option to go with. Driver placement is great. You have lots of storage, which is fantastic for this smaller size. So I've been able to fit a lot of items in here, and it would just make for a great daily. So if you're looking for a 3-row SUV where you're not going to spend a ton of money, 40 grand, 50 grand is still a lot of money. But in today's market, with 3-row SUVs getting up to the 6-figure mark for half the price, this is a fantastic option. You may not have some of the updated materials. There's some soft touch here, like I mentioned, but honestly, the wood trim, you have some piano black, it's just some nice soft touch leather. It's a nice option for the price. And its handling is pretty good too. I have been surprised with that. It's not a tall vehicle, so it can handle some of these turns with ease and just give you some confidence, along with having the all-wheel drive system, so you can drive it in the rain, some inclement weather, and have that extra grip. Especially if this is your only vehicle, you have that system to use when needed. But that is going to wrap it up for the 2026 Volkswagen Atlas SE. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads, and I will see you all in the next video.